Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's Papa Bale and welcome to the channel. Uh, I've I've hooked up the dual drive again because there's like some things I wanted to see. Like exactly how the two drives interact with each other in the coil. And I would say that when one of them is on, there's a transference of about 7.5 volts to the other drive. And I'll show you what I mean. See, it's at 0.36 of a volt right now. And that's backlash from the spinning. The power is completely off. And I'm going to turn this one on. And we'll get it going. There it goes. There's a little bit of an air gap. And now look. So the tune of about that much voltage is leaking over to the other drive. About 7 volts. So everything above that, so we'll move it up to the point where we're actually adding voltage to it. There we go. See, you can kind of hear it rev up. Everything above that is addition to the coil's output. See, so there's both drives up. And we're connected to the batteries now. And here's the other thing I wanted to see about, like, how they're charging. Now, gen mode is charging rather well, so it's lopsided. But I guess it should be lopsided since one is SSG and the other is gen mode. They're both working. SSG has about an amp going, 100 milliamps going through it, and gen mode has about 600 milliamps going through it. So gen mode's winning for the generation. See, it's going rather fast. And I'm sure it's being boosted by being connected by 0.5, I would think. That extra 5 volts, yeah. All right, hold on just a second. It's settled in at a nice pace though. I got 220 ohms of resistance on each circuit currently. Wow, look at that. There it goes. There it goes. So it is charging. It's just charging very slowly. And I got the dual drive coil, which I was explaining earlier, and then I have the ends of those two drives are connected to these single file coils, making each one longer and separating each one of them. So you get that extra boost when the trigger fires in that particular spot in the 120 degrees. You get extra torque. But the batteries, this is with the batteries hooked up, it's going a lot slower than it would be with the lights hooked up. But yeah, we are now generating 2 batteries. The SSG gen mode challenge this way, gen mode wins hands down. But it's also very much more expensive to run. So I doubt it would be, good for a closed loop relay or anything like that. Closed loop or relay, I should say. But yeah, that's awesome. And it keeps it at a mellow pace, so I feel comfortable leaving it running. But with the lights, man, it gets going really, really fast. Like, faster than this. For sure. As a matter of fact, I don't know how fast it could go with the lights. I always turn it off before it stops accelerating. Man, this is cool. And the fact that both of these are generating is cool with me. I mean, I am using power supplies currently, but and I want to hook up. I hope this switch is working enough that I can hook this gen mode up in the place of this SSG and have it function properly. And then have them both. Well, they both would be costing like 700 then. But 700 milliamps instead of the one that it's taking right now. You gotta like determine what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it. So like if you're running a closed loop system, I would use SSG because you're spending such a little amount, but you're genning such a little amount. So it's kind of equal. Here on this side, I don't think we're genning as much as we're spending. I think there's a little bit more spending going on at 700 milliamps for the gen rate. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what I would do. I know for generation, like regenning the batteries energy, I would use the gen mode and the power supplies, and I would spend that money to get or that energy to get my batteries back up to where they should be. And so they're a little low right now. This one's low. And this one is getting back up to where it should be. I'm gonna let that charge up because it looked really dead. So yeah, that's cool, man. I really seeing the differential like in the charge rate and the spending rate, it kind of makes sense that with it spending so much more, you're going to get more on the other side. And here, when you're spending so much less, it's going to go slower because you're making less. You're spending less, so you have less to work with. Now, if the coil collapse works the way I gathered it did from people trying to teach me about it, when the energy, when it's in off mode, when it turns off, the coil collapses and sends a spike of energy down the path of least resistance, basically, and you want to channel that into your battery, right? I mean, that's what's going on, right? And you want to take that collapse and you want to guide it to where it needs to go. And you can do that subtly or you can do that aggressively. You can either you know, put diodes, or you can block paths. And when the energy tries to go that way, there'll be too much resistance and it'll choose a different path. You know, stuff like that. You know, you got options, is what I'm saying. All right. Well, thank you very much. Peace out. Have a wonderful night, day. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Bye now.